We are live. Hello, those of you waiting here, and sorry that I am just a few minutes behind. Welcome to the 10th weekly live stream. Last week, I was out of commission. I got very sick, let's see, the afternoon before the live stream. So the thought of waking up and presenting some beautiful guitars was appealing, but very difficult to consider. So welcome. If you're tuning in, let me know. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I've got some super cool guitars to show you all, which I haven't had anywhere. In fact, this is giving one of them away. I guess I have it in the title anyways, but I'll show you all shortly. If you're watching, if you're able to tune in, if you're able to hear me well, go ahead and let me know. I didn't have too much time to test everything here today, but I hope you all are armed with a cup of coffee or something to sip on here during the stream. And boy, do I have some cool guitars, none of which are on the website yet. So pretty cool. I'll wait a moment. And if you're watching this video in the future and you're like, when is he gonna start playing guitar? Then you can go ahead and use the timestamps to click forward, because I always mark afterwards where I introduce each guitar. So don't worry. Hopefully this part isn't too boring, but I'm chatting here anyways. We'll see. I see some people are tuning in now, so say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm here in Austin, Texas, and my gosh, there is still construction going on outside on the apartments across from me here. So sorry if that interrupts the stream at all. And we'll get started soon. I'm going to tune these things up. I was actually just a few minutes behind because I was tuning up this monstrosity of an 8-string guitar. That's a little bit out of sight of the camera right now. But funny thing is, it's not even on a guitar hanger, because guess what? The yoke, I think what they call it, is not wide enough to hang the guitar from that, from any of my hangers. I would have to sit there and, use the jaws of life to get the 8-string into it. For those of you that are already here, I figured I'd mention what I'm playing right at this moment, which is a 2006 Luigi Locatto guitar, a very, very well-respected Italian luthier. I'll get to the full introduction here shortly, but it is a lightweight, beautiful sounding guitar. The feel of it, the sound, everything actually reminds me a lot of my Simplicio. This low main air resonance, really, just this really glowing, warm sound. Mixed with the feeling that it really likes to be plushed. It's really cool. Yeah, it's gotta be, sometime I'm gonna have to do a comparison, this and the Simplicio. Well, great. If you guys can hear me okay, let me know, and I'll go ahead and get started here. I have a student just after this live stream here today, so I'll have to jump off and do that and package some guitars up, actually. So we've got some interesting ones here today. If you see the title, or you're watching later on, you might see we've got maybe the widest variety of guitars. We've got this Luigi Locatto from 2006, a very traditional guitar. It is not double top, not lattice braced. It's very lightweight and small bodied. This is up first. This is a really awesome guitar, followed by a guitar by Michel Brück, which is one of the most sought after German double top makers. And it is among the loudest guitars that I've ever played. And I've had a couple of Brücks. These are phenomenally loud. If you have a double top and you think it's loud, this one's probably louder. It's incredible, and it's super lightweight. So that's coming up next. And then lastly is going to be an 8-string guitar by Jeff Sigurdson, which I have next to me here. It's fairly new, only a couple of years old, and it's a double top with a sound port, and I've got no idea what I'm doing with it. So you can watch me fail at the 8-string guitar. but it's really cool. So it also belonged to someone quite well known. So I'll get to all of that shortly, but let's go ahead and get started. And by the way, if it is working and you're able to hear me well, let me know, because I would love to know that everything is working out well here and that I'm streaming to the right video. I mean, I believe I am. Okay, let's get started. We're going to get started here with this guitar by Luigi Locatto from the year 2006. Luigi Locatto is a very well-known Italian guitar maker, he makes very, very traditional guitars. And I have to say that this particular guitar, if you heard me just a few minutes ago, really reminds me of my 1929 Simplicio. It has this charm to it. It's very lightweight. It's a very low main air resonance. And all the different details and appointments on this guitar are very classy. And I've been really enjoying playing it. You'll notice the Brazilian rosewood on the bridge here and the beautiful back and sides on this guitar. This 3-piece back and sides, Brazilian, I believe. Maybe this is Indian rosewood. I have to check. But anyways, yeah, you know what? This heel is even Simplicio inspired. He does this very rounded heel cap. Anyways, you've got to hear how this guitar sounds. Like I said, very warm, very vibrant, and just full of life. Listen to this. Isn't that sweet? I really like that you can push this guitar and it really wants you to push it actually. It still sounds really great. And the upper frets really pop. I mean, they're very, very even. This is sometimes where traditional guitars will suffer, is the evenness across the fingerboard. Of course, really exceptional guitars. This is not as much of a problem, but it is where a lot of guitars suffer, is the evenness. And this guitar does not have that problem. Isn't that nice? Wow. Maybe I'll play some things on this. I've been playing Julia Florida by Agustin Barrios. Nice. Yeah, you know, you heard me go up here and miss one of the frets. I was looking for F sharp and I'm like, where's the 7th fret? I can't figure out my point of reference. There's no dots on this guitar, but if I would put little dot markers, or I use a little tiny dab of whiteout, like the paint on whiteout, and I'll make little marks on guitars that don't have them. And guitars that do have them, I have to be honest, I put a lot more. I add more to them. One of my former professors, the late great Bruce Holzman, used to say, you know what? If you miss a note because you didn't have a fret marker there, then this isn't a perfect quote, but he was just like, then it would have been all worth it to have markers on there. If you ever miss a note because you didn't have a fret marker, then you should have just had fret markers on there. And it's not like I'm memorizing notes by frets, but I really can't tell what fret I'm on instruments that I'm unfamiliar with. Sometimes. Listen to that. Play another tune on this one. Here's another example. I don't know what fret I'm on. So sweet. And I can't help but to think that this sound is getting ruined by the construction outside, so hopefully you can't hear that as well as I can. Okay, we have a question from Nice Guitar. He says, hi Evan, can you talk about jumbo frets? Do any of the guitars you have offer them, and why are they installed? Great question. I mean, here's the thing. First off, when someone says, just this for everyone else too, when someone says frets, of course, they're talking about the metal frets. We have to start there because sometimes when you hear jumbo frets, you might think like the frets are wider or something like this. That's not the case. We're talking about fret height and fret width, the actual metal part. And I have to say my preference is generally towards the taller jumbo frets. Now, different luthiers use different fret wire, and some guitarists that I know, and of course luthiers, are very particular about what fret wire they choose. I can't say that I have a strong preference. In fact, every time I think I know exactly the type, then I play another guitar and I said, oh, these frets are perfect. And then they're like, oh, those are 6100s or something. So I don't really know. But I have to say that I generally prefer larger frets. And the guitars that I've had made recently have larger frets on them. In fact, one of my personal favorite guitars of all time that I've played, my 1994 Domin, which you can see right there, the tail end of it here, the cedar top. That has very small low frets, and I keep on dreaming of getting those frets replaced for jumbo frets because I think it'll make a world of difference. I like feeling a little bit more isolated above the fingerboard with the taller frets, but of course this is something that if you have a great concert guitar, this is a very easy thing to have done by a great luthier. You know, you just have them replace the frets to your preference, and it makes a world of difference sometimes. Also, that gives you a fresh opportunity at a new setup, you know, a new saddle, nut, all of these things. So you can get it exactly to your liking. You know, I have to say about this is just a little aside about fret size. There was a time that I thought I preferred very low frets. And in fact, so much so that, you know, it was actually a friend's Dieter Mueller guitar, a Doubletop. And it had very, very low, tiny frets. And I loved it. I just loved the way it played. And then I asked a luthier friend of mine if he could build a guitar with low frets for me or try it. And he gave me a call and he's like, hey, I have a guitar with very low frets if you want to try it. And I tried and I said, I think I like your guitars better with high frets. So, you know, it's just one of those things. Sometimes it's a personal preference, and then sometimes that preference even comes down to how it interacts with the rest of the guitar, and it's really in a bizarre way. But, yeah, fret size, that's a rabbit hole. Well, okay, that about wraps it up for this Luigi Locatto from 2006. If you're looking for a very traditional instrument, that is super easy to play, really broken in sound-wise. That still has plenty of volume, and especially if you like this low main air resonance Torres type of style sound, or Santos, like this type of Torres, Santos, Simplicio. This is a great guitar, and it's super easy to play. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, great. That was this 2006 Luigi Locatto. Let's get on to another guitar here, which I have to tell you is going to be like, you know, you were just, wait, before I turn the guitar around, let's paint the setting here. You were just on the most beautiful paddleboard, not paddleboard. You were just taking the most beautiful ride on a sailboat, okay? And just in taking in all the surroundings, it's really quiet and silent, and you just are really appreciating nature. And then you hop onto a speedboat that you are in fear for your life for how fast it's going. And you have your hair blown back in sheer amazement from everything that's going on around you. And you might even be plugging your ears because it's too loud. That's what this change is like. And both are very endearing situations, I have to say. What I'm presenting to you now is a guitar made by the very famous luthier, Michel Brück. This is made in the year 2021. And you've heard me say before in videos that when you speak, sometimes the guitars react. This one, if the microphones were sensitive enough through a live stream, which they're not, you would be able to hear every part of this guitar vibrating in almost a way that's distracting. It is the most sensitive guitar that I have ever offered for sale. Besides another Brück that I had from 2020 that never made it to the website here. It is the most sensitive, the most responsive, and the loudest guitar that I have ever listed. So if you're looking for something like this, this is the guitar. Now let me just, before I even talk about the specs, I want to talk a little bit about who this guitar is for, because I have to tell you that a lot of players will make this guitar sound terrible. And I mean worse than a factory guitar that you get for $100. In fact, far worse. Because on a super, super sensitive instrument like this, you need to have a very refined sound, or at least something towards a refined sound. If you don't, this guitar will punish you in so many different ways, but mostly to do with the sensitivity, because you will hear nail noise and all of these different artifacts extremely, extremely well. Now, you might think I'm trashing this guitar. I'm absolutely not. In fact, this is among the top few instruments that I've ever played in my life. But with driving that race boat or race car that this guitar is, there's those serious consequences. Now, let's talk about the pros of this guitar, which are the same as the cons in some ways. They share some cons with each other. It is extremely sensitive. What you put into this guitar is exactly what you get out. There's not all these excess ringing sounds. There's not infinite sustain that gets you carried away. It is exactly what you put into the guitar, which is very relieving because, and I'm sorry, it's going to be a little out of tune. I didn't have a chance to tune it. But I say this because when you move your hand over the guitar, like over the fingerboard, you get a pure warm sound that translates so well to recordings. And then when you move towards the bridge, brightest metallic sound, and everything in between, everywhere you move your hand is different. And when you play this guitar, it reacts like a traditional guitar as far as colors go. It's amazing. It's one of these guitars that you can just sit there and play chords over and over again. And showing you the volume really won't be effective on here, but maybe you'll hear something of it. So of course, I have to explain a few other things about this guitar. One is that it's a cedar double top with no mechs being the layer in between. Michel Brück's guitars, I've got a couple of cat hairs on this guitar here. His instruments are, in my opinion, in the top 3 makers as far as beautiful aesthetics. It is perfect. I mean, the polish around the guitar is perfect. The rosette is just so, you're not going to find a single flaw in this rosette here. I'm going to bring it closer and let it focus for a minute. Take a look at that guitar. Can you find a flaw? And it's amazing. And then the tie block is just so refined, matching a lot of the aesthetics around the border of the guitar. And then the back and sides are zero cote, or zero cote, however you want to say it. We've got, and I'm sorry, I've got the mess of hairs here from the tuners, from the string change, but we got the most beautiful set of Rogers on here as well. But man, this thing is amazing. I have to think about what else I wanted to say about this instrument. It's phenomenal. It's every single response. It's just extremely, extremely quick. The response is so quick, it's unbelievable. And it feels like a real vehicle to play fast and fast. In fact, while my hands are cold right now, I've not been playing guitar for more than 20 minutes here today. I feel like I can play very fast on this guitar. And without the compromise of sound that a lot of guitars that are extremely loud come with, the tone on this one is so pure. It's so great. By the way, none of the guitars that I'm playing today are listed on the website yet, so if you're curious about them, please write to me. How about that? It's an amazing guitar. Let's see, I'm gonna turn the volume down for a second on the mic. I don't know if this will work, to be honest. It does. Hold on. Just so you can hear how this thing sounds when I lay into it. Okay, now I'll go back up to full volume, but just so you can hear when you really lean into the guitar, it responds to you and it allows you to push, which is just so refreshing. You know, sometimes when you have a guitar this loud, I guess I won't name names, but sometimes you have guitars that are extremely, extremely loud. When you push them, they don't like it. You know, it's good when you just have a light little touch, but not when you push hard. It just really gives you nasty mid-rangey sounds. Not this guitar. Okay, I could play this one all day long. This is one of my favorite guitars. What else can I say about it? Well, you know, it has a raised fingerboard. The heel is very meticulously crafted here. I mean, it's very small. It's a very small heel, allowing you to reach the higher frets. It is just a perfect neck, a perfect looking guitar. Beautiful Rogers tuners. This is a 2021 guitar by Michel Brück. Some of the most sought after guitars on the planet. So if you're looking for literally one of the best double tops in the world, you have to. If you haven't played one of these, you'd have to try one. It's very hard to explain. You know, people say double tops are loud, double tops are responsive. If you haven't played one of these, or maybe one of the newest Damans or Karsten Cobb's guitars, then you may not actually know how loud and responsive and clear guitars can get. And this thing's in a class of its own. I have to say it's in the top few guitars that I've ever played. So let's put that to the side. Let it calm down over there. And now I am going to embarrass myself. Okay? And because I have to try to play something on this 8-string guitar. Okay? Now, full disclosure, I can't do it. All right? So don't have any expectations. I don't know anything for 8-string guitar, and that's embarrassing. Let's see. Oh, hi, Dave. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Don. Nice guitar. Oh, sorry about the commercial. Maybe it's because I played some copyrighted music. Sorry. How inconsiderate, YouTube. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, you know what? I watch so much YouTube and do so much on here that I pay for the premium subscription so that I don't get the ads, and it's so worth it. I hate watching ads, too. And also so that you can download videos for flights. That's really, really nice. Or songs. Okay, I have a super cool guitar here. This 8-string guitar was made by the Canadian luthier Jeff Sigurdson, and it was made in the year 2021. So hey, same year as the Brück there, and it was made for Drew Henderson, actually, who has used it. Now, he doesn't have a video with it, but on his channel is a video of a really brilliant guitarist, Simon Farintosh, and an acquaintance of mine, a colleague of mine, who played on this guitar in a duo, playing some Bach. And Simon Farintosh actually recorded an entire album on this very exact guitar. So that's definitely something cool to check out. It's actually a very reasonably priced instrument. It's not on the website yet, so please write to me if you are interested in it. But let me tell you a little bit about this Jeff Sigurdson double top 8-string guitar. Now, it's a balsa double top. You can see the balsa strips through the top if you lean it in the perfect light, which I don't think I'll be able to get here. But you've got an armrest, you've got a sound port, you've got a very difficult 8 strings to tune, and that's just because of the way that he has them strung here to where it's confusing which one I turn for which string. But then, take a look at this old Brazilian rosewood back on this guitar. It is phenomenal looking with these 2 super dark strips here at the bottom. A really nice piece of what looks like maple going down the center. And definitely keep an eye out for a full review of this guitar soon. I'm hoping someone actually buys this guitar before I have to make a review on it, because I don't want to have to figure out something for 8-string. But let me give you a taste of how this guitar sounds. Now, I have to say, I played very few notes on this guitar at all. So I have to check the tuning. And really painfully so, because I have to like follow the string to see what tuning peg it goes to. Okay, so the 4th string. Oh, okay, that one's in tune. The 5th string, okay, which is here goes. Oh, this goes here. Okay, and then I think I know the rest. Okay, that's here, I think. Yep. Yeah, okay. So listen to this Sigurdson guitar, this double top 8-string guitar. It's really nice because although this is an E, since it's got all the resonance, cat's paying a visit over here, because it has all these really low strings, when you pluck that 6th string, it's really a fat sound. And then of course, we've got low B going on here, so. How about that? Maybe with F sharp? Oh, it's still a little... Wait, which one is it? It's that one, okay. You know what, something really strikes me about this guitar is just how crystal clear that 1st string is. It sings, which you have to have when you have these lower tuned guitars, or like 7, 8-string guitars, because if it's just all in this bass frequency and you hit a note and it's powerful, it's cool for a short amount of time. And then when you go to the 1st string, it just all sounds like bogged down. That's not the case here. It's amazing. Let's see. It's really cool. And sorry, it's still a little bit out of tune, but yeah, if you're looking for an 8-string guitar, I have to say this is, I've had a couple of other 8-string guitars, never on this channel, but they were cheaper ones. They were kind of like quickly made guitars, it seems like. This is a master grade instrument. And it really shows, not only with the volume, the responsiveness, but the evenness and the sweetness of the strings, and how special that 1st string sounds. Or I should say the trebles in general just sound very special. That's a nice way to put it, I think. Sorry, I'm trying to correct the tuning here. Okay, I gotta figure out which one this is. Annoying. Okay, I guessed right. Cool. Ah, that's in tune. It's just so tricky if you don't play 8-string to figure out where you are. Okay, well, that's a pathetic attempt at showing you this guitar. But yes, check it out. This is an 8-string by Jeff Sigurdson that was owned by Drew Henderson. There's lots of sins here. And there's a full album recorded on this guitar. So if you'd like to hear it, there's videos and albums I can send you links to if you're curious about this guitar. And although it has 2 more strings than the normal guitar, I don't think you'll find it incredibly expensive. So if you are interested in this guitar, please write to me. I've got my email in the description, or you can check out guitarcollection.com. I'd be happy to show you the guitar or do a live demo for you, which I've been doing for several instruments here. I think I'll wrap it up for this stream here today, but thank you so much everyone for tuning in. And sorry for my pathetic attempts here at the 8-string, but I'll see you in the next video. Check out the Spruce for Cedar video I made that just released this morning with 2 guitars by Daniel Stark, which are below $3,000. So if you're looking for something in that price range, you can have your you can have the pick of the litter right now between those two guitars, because I think they're both still available as of the start of this stream. But yeah, so these three guitars are not on the site yet. If you're curious about them to any further degree, please let me know and I will get you more details. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday with the next video of a cool Jim Redgate guitar, which is already sold, but it was a really nice spruce top lattice brace guitar. But all right, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next Tuesday for the next stream. Bye-bye.